Hello, Jane Fairfax here, back again talking about post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD. There's more than just war involved in that, if I have said that before. I come from a town, Santa Rosa, California, that burned tragically, and we lost a lot of homes and people and things, stores, and everything that was normal about our hometown was not anymore. And I saved some of the ash from different places and I put it in a Christmas tree ornament. This says October 8, 31, 2017. And that was the time when the fires were burning and people were fleeing and we had sirens going in the middle of the night. It was really traumatic. And it stayed traumatic because people had to rebuild and it was slow. And it was tedious, and a lot of people gave up hope and moved away. And I decided to enter a picture in an art gallery that was having How We Survive. And I thought we were supposed to do landscapes or something like that. And I was standing on a bridge, and I looked down at the water that was below it. And it was so peaceful and so cool. And I thought, I'm going to do a landscape, but it's going to be from the top down. And that's what this painting is. It's a picture of the stones in the river with the late year water just kind of oozing through. And I painted it and I mixed the paint that I was using. All the black that you see in this painting is the ash from the house that I once lived in. I wasn't living in it when it burned, but my house that I had put 38 years into, and the garden, and the decorating the house, and the kitchen, and all those things, it was gone, completely gone, except for the ash. And so I took two colors. There's kind of a white here. I have no idea what that was from. The black was from the wooden beams. Everything burned down to the basic elements. And then in here, you can see a little bit of brown. And I used that in here too. That was from the clay in the pots. Of course, the pots that I had plants in had already been fired in a kiln. And so when the fires came through, the dirt in the pots was burned. And anything that was fibrous was gone. And all that was left was this hard red clay. So I used that in some of this painting. And again, as I said about using art to heal, this was a way for me to express that there was calm, there was peace, there was beauty, even in having to use the ash from my house to paint the black in the background. I had mixed feelings while I was doing it. It got to be pretty hard for me to take the ash and know that was part of my home for many years. So people now will take dirt. If you're moving away from a house you love, or you want something to remind you of a specific place, pick up some of the dirt and I'll show you how to mix it. It's very easy, and then you can paint with it. So this is the kind of art that has a double meaning. I used materials that were from the fire itself. And I used the content of the picture to express how I was yearning for that same steady coolness to come back into my life again. So I think that's why art can be healing. And this picture was used by the Press Democrat in a healing. The people in the workshop were looking at this picture and then writing about their feelings about the fire and how they suffered with that. So it's been of good use, both to me and to other people, and I really appreciate that. So I'll show you how to make the paint. So I'm going to make some paint out of some dirt that I got out of the backyard. So if you were, say, moving away, or you wanted to remember a particular place that you've been to, this is a mortar and pestle. It's for grinding things. You can grind herbs and spices. Today I'm going to be grinding dirt. So it's just done this way. Just press down and turn and just grind that all. You're going to have to take out some little things So you can imagine if this were the ash from my house, that it would have been crunchy and pitch black. This is kind of dark brown. I could use that in the background. In fact, I'll show you how I did it with one picture. This is just, it's not the picture that counts, it's the way I did it. I used something that was important to me, and I did that background with dirt. And it's part of my house and part of my past, and so I can make something that's beautiful, and yet it's also very tender to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squish this all down until it's a really kind of like a fine powder. And then I put it in a dish like this. This is going to be a little rougher than I would use, but and so now these are the matte finish. They are a medium that's like glue. It's white when you're starting out and it dries clear. So I would pour some of that in there. Yeah, quite a bit. And this is a wet brush. So now I'm going to stir it around. And you can see it's getting kind of dark. Anybody that does this is sort of like making mud pies. But these have some more meaning than the mud pies. So I can, if this is really finely ground, I can just start painting layers and layers on the surface. And this is lightweight because I didn't grind that very fine. But it starts to build up as you paint with it. It's a rough finish, but you're painting with something that has a lot of meaning to you, and this would have a lot of meaning to me because this is part of my house. And that helps us finalize. You get closure when you're doing something like that, when you're taking part of the remnants of something that was beautiful and meant a lot to you, and you turn it into something that is meaningful and beautiful too, and that you can use that, or you can cover up a picture, or you can write a poem, or you can dance, or you can sing. But the arts heal because they get it out of you, and they make other people aware of what you've been through, and yet without that, how can they come in and help you and support you? So until the next time, we're going to use some dirt to paint pictures with. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.